Today we will continue with the data visualization part. This is very interesting topic. So all of you are already familiar with charts, different types of charts. Probably would have used the bar chart and pie chart during the course of your career, right? With various projects, you would have used it. Anyhow, in Power BI, we will see, how to plot the charts, what are the various charts that are available. And in Power BI, we have something called custom visuals. Okay, you can import custom visuals apart from the default visuals that were offered by Power BI. So first of all, what is visualization? What is data visualization, and why it is important? Data visualization, in simple term, presenting the data in graphical format. Charts like charts, bar chart, a line chart, a pie chart. Instead of showing the data in columns and rows, or instead of showing the data in Excel format, it is quite boring seeing the data in the form of Excel. And more than boring, extracting the insights will take longer time. Sometimes when you manually try to understand the pattern, you might tend to make some mistakes, or you might draw some wrong conclusion. Okay. So data visualization is very much helpful in terms of extracting the insight. To presenting the data in the graphical format especially helps us to gain the gain the insights in a pretty faster manner. So we all know that human brain process visuals much better than any tabular or report form. When we see it's something like, a picture is worth 1,000 words. There is a proverb, a picture is worth 1,000 words. But just by looking at the picture itself, we can make out, instead of sometimes going through so many number of records. Especially nowadays, we are in the big data era. If you have millions of records, it is a bit challenging to going through records, page by page. If you go through the data, it is painful. And also the key stakeholders like managers or technical managers, the branch managers, the people above us, the VP, Vice President, Assistant Vice President, all the guys, they prefer to view the data in the form of pictures, so that they will be able to gain an instant idea about what is happening currently. Especially the decision makers, for them, the data visualization help them to grasp even the complex trends and spot any new patterns in a simple way. See, now with Power BI and other data visualization tools, the reports are very much interactive. Right? So instead of showing the static report, now we can, with the help of this tool, we can make this visualization more interactive by the users. Right? They can modify the data to discover the precise information, or the information which they wanted to see, which they are interested in seeing the data. So that's what presenting a data in a graphical format is nothing but data visualization. So it helps us to clarify which factors influence customer behavior. Okay, and also predict sales volumes and determine which areas require attention or improvement. Supposing when you see the chart, you see on a specific day the sale went very high. The sale was pretty high, and you are just breaking your head, and it's a quite interesting pattern for you. Okay, now you are wondering, despite the fact that today is not a festival day, so, and you must be asking why there has been such a dramatic increase in sales, or on a specific day was not a festival day, but still we could see a dramatic increase in sales. So what could be the reason? So later you realize, oh, that day was a payday. Paydays, on that day they got salary, right? Customers tend to buy more on the day when they receive the salary. So in that case, when you look at the chart, oh, why this sale is very high on this specific day. Okay, now you understood, that's a month end, right? So probably they would have deposited the salary on the month end, or first beginning of the month, very first day of the month. So they receive the salary. The day when they receive the salary, they're spending more. With this, you can get a quick insight. Let's say your data set has close to you. Let's say your customer base is 1 million. By looking at a simple chart, though the number of your customer is too high, with a simple chart you'll be, or with a chart, right, any chart, you'll be able to quickly understand why there is a significant increase on the sales on a specific day. And similarly, you can predict the sales volumes, and also you can determine which areas you need to take a course correction. Okay, so those kind of things, right, you can do it with the help of the visualization. There are different types of charts are available, the line chart, bar chart, so on and so forth. Okay, so but you should be knowing when to use which chart. If you know it, it will be helpful, because with the specific chart only you can show the trend. For example, if you want to show the sales trend, the best visualization is line chart. Okay, so what is a line chart? It's a series of data points. Look here, you have a data point here, and you have data point here, you have data point. It's a series of data points. It's all represented by dots. Okay, we use dots, and then we connect these dots by straight lines. A line chart can have one or more than one lines in the chart. Okay, so here you have x-axis and y-axis in the case of line chart. Okay, now what we will do is we will simply jump into Power BI and will show you how to create a line chart. Okay, what I do is to create a line chart, I just drag and drop the sales to the canvas. This is your canvas, reporting canvas. 1 second, sorry, I kept my mic somewhere else. It's going on. So here I just 1 second, let me just drag and drop the sales here to my reporting canvas. It automatically creates a column chart. This is called your column chart. Next, what I do is, on the right side, if you see, we have something called axis. Look here, you'll find something called axis and format. You have 3 icons here. Axis icon, other one is format, this is one analysis, okay, analytics or something like that. So here in the format, this is called your format window, this is called your format section. Okay, in this section you have something called axis, okay, and you have something else called legend and values. The axis, usually what we do is we use categorical variable, and then values, obviously you have to use some numeric value or quantitative variable. Now what I do is I just simply drag and drop the axis. I just drag and drop country here. So now it becomes kind of the bar chart. So what I do is still, automatically it become a bar chart. So this is called your clustered column chart. This is called your custom column chart. And right, so if you wanted to change the visualization, on the right side you will find visualization pane. Under this visualization pane, different visuals are available. By selecting this specific visual, if you so for example, if you want to change the type of this visual, first select this visual, next go to the visualization pane and click on the stacked bar chart. It became a horizontal chart, right? So now you are going to select this one. This is clustered bar chart, okay, and this is horizontal bar chart, and sorry, this is stacked bar chart, and but it is a horizontal stacked bar chart. This is a stacked clustered bar chart. You will see what is the difference between these two little later. So fine, what we do is by default, when you add one more, when you add an axis, when you add a variable to your axis, the column chart become a the clustered column chart. Okay. If you hover over any position here, if you hover the cursor over the each bar, it shows something called the tooltip. So in this case, the tooltip, which is nothing but the black colored rectangular thing, a rectangle shape. Inside this, you can see the category and sales. So this bar is related to technology, and the sales is 45 lakhs here. So now what we will do is we will go ahead and do some kind of formatting. So here on the right side, just next to the axis, you can find the format icon here. I'm going to select this one. Here we have something called x-axis and y-axis. We have the value in the x-axis category, and y-axis sales is there. Sales got plotted. So next one is what we do is we just we will just go down and data label. I'm going to enable data label to on. So it is a toggle button. If you look here, when I enable this one by clicking on the extreme right, it became on. So here you can see that the data labels got plotted on top of each bar. Okay, and also if I want to change the title, if you scroll down, you have a title option is available. You can change your title. Okay, I'm not going to change anything now. Title heading, if you want to change the title heading, you have something like heading to something. If you select it, the title will become little bit bigger or smaller. Or what you do is simply you just scroll down and then you can align it. If you want to make that in the middle of your chart, you can do the alignment here. By clicking this, you can do it. And also if you want to increase the font size of this title, you can increase it. Sales by category. Fine, we got it. The next one is you have many options are available in the format, right? If you want to bold, you can enable bold. So this one will become bold. And if you want italic or underline, you can choose it. Font family, which font you want it, you can choose it. Probably Canberra. I'm going to choose Canberra. I'm going to choose Canberra. And if you want change the font size, you can change it. And the next one is the background is on. Okay, and background, I'm going to say the background color as something like black. Okay, I don't need it. It looks so striking. I don't want the background color. And probably if you can increase the transparency a little bit, it will be okay. Anyhow, let it be there. And next one is the border off. I'm going to say the black is the black border. See this border, okay, the black color. If you want, you can enable border. If you don't need it, you can disable it, because to distinguish from one visual to another visual, if you have the border, it will be good, but it should be subtle, okay, not so striking. And shadow and all the options are available. And plot area, so yes, transparency, you can do it. And then the data label, colors, look here, horizontal. Okay, you wanted to display it in horizontal or vertical. Okay, so this one, the data labels, okay, it is all, you want the orientation to be changed to horizontal or vertical, it is available. Position, so inside and outside and inside end. If you want, right, inside this chart, if you wanted to enable the data label, okay, outside and inside center. Okay, if you want, see, a lot of options are available as part of inside base. For example, if you select this, if you don't want, so if you have it in the middle, inside center, it will be good, so you can make out quickly. And next one is font pro. Yeah, these are the options that are available. Okay, and 1 second, let me go to the title. General, I just select general, so you can specify the width and height, everything here. Let me just I'm okay with this. See, if you want to increase the height and width just by drag, and if you drag it horizontally or vertically, you can increase the resize your chart. You don't have to manually go and set the values there. And the next one is yeah, one second, data label, yeah, horizontal. This for data label. The next one is where is that? Yeah, title. What you can do is you can specify the background color for the title. I'm going to say background color, and in this case the font color I'm going to make it as white. So now my bar chart, clustered bar chart is ready. Clustered bar chart is ready. So next what I am going to do is I just copy paste it using Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Okay, so what I am going to do now is I am going to click on this one. So before I click on this one, I just select stacked column chart. You will see the difference between these two. Okay, stacked column chart, and when I select the stacked column chart, more or less it is same only. But what we will do is I am going to drag and drop the segment. Okay, I need to select a specific, without selecting the special visual, there is no point in doing the drag and drop. Either you can draw, for example, segment. I am going to add one more thing here, or otherwise simply enable this check mark. When you enable the check mark, automatically this column will be made part of this one. Look here, the segment become a legend now. So earlier I started with the x-axis variable as category, and y-axis the values. You need to specify some values. Now in the legend I just specified segment. Look here what happened here. So each segment, within each category you can see the 3 segments related bars. With this you can do side by side comparison. With column chart or bar chart you can do side by side comparison. But this is also a bar chart, this is also a bar chart, but this is a stacked bar chart, this is a clustered bar chart. Now what we will do is we will do the same exercise here. I am going to click on this segment. Look here, what is the difference between these two? It's pretty straightforward. In this case you can do the sales comparison side by side with your segments. Each category you can do the sales for each segment side by side. So this is my home office within technology, this is my corporate segment, and this is my consumer segment. Of these 3 segments, I can say side by side comparison you can do it with the clustered bar chart. Now stacked bar chart, what happens? The same thing, but here it is not doing this side by side comparison. Instead, look here, this is my segment? Consumer segment, corporate segment, home office. What it does is the consumer segment, on top of that it piles up the next segment, corporate. On top of that it piles up the home office. So it piles the category one on top of another. So one after another it piles up. Okay, instead of having multiple charts, with this also you can easily compare it, right? In a single bar, instead of in this case we have only 3 segments. If you have multiple segments, let's say you have 10 segments are there, right? You can do side by some, but in this case if you have 10 segments or 15 segments, the bar will be tall and difficult to see which one is which one, right? But with this one you can easily make out which one is. But here also the same thing, it's up to the user. Okay, whichever thing that you prefer it good, you can do it. But simple thing is, if you have more categories, if your categorical variable has more categories in it, this is the best one. Okay, but if you have more, right, the bar, you need to make it taller. For example, what I do is, instead of we'll do one thing. We'll do the same comparison now. I'm going to remove the segment. Instead of the segment, I'm going to use the country here. We'll see what happens. Look here, difficult to interpret. Either you need to resize it in order to understand this one. But still, it is the smaller thing and all not so helpful to visualize. And when you use the clustered bar chart, sorry, the country thing here. So even in this case also very thin here. You can here even in this case also you can expand it, but the taller the bar gives you quick idea, oh, we are doing good job in technology. Or in this country, what is this country? This country is, one second, it's not, you can enable the data label here. So right, it's a category, technology Australia, you can make out quickly. But here, even after resizing it, it is difficult to find. But here we can see that it's a bigger one and somewhere, right? So you need to find out again which one is bigger one. Right, so if I want to see the top 2 countries sales or a top 3 countries sales, right, within each country or within the category technology, so in which country we are selling well for the consumer group. So this is my category. Okay, in this case country Australia we are doing good, and here also the same thing. But compared to this one, this is so cluttered. But this one, even this in this case also is a bit cluttered, but still you can get a quick insight. Oh, these tall bars are really doing good job, right? So if you have more categories in your categorical variable, so this one will work out for you, okay? But still you need to resize it little bit bigger. Fine, now you understood what is the difference between clustered bar chart and the stacked bar chart. You are stacking the the different category one on top of another, okay? But for each category you are going to have only one bar. Within each bar you plot or you partition or you plot you partition or you stack up the different segments or countries here. So this should be taller in order to gain the insight. Fine. So now you understood why we need to use bar chart. Bar chart, the clustered bar chart is helpful in terms of doing the side by side comparison. So what is earlier I told you column chart, right? When we started, let's say I'll just help you to recall what we did initially, right? So I just selected sales here. When I selected sales, it created by default the column chart. And then when I dragged and dropped another variable here, it became a clustered column chart. So what is the difference between column chart and bar chart? Both of them are same. In simple term, column charts are called as bar charts. In practice, we call it a bar chart, but in Power BI we call it a column chart. So the bar and column charts are widely used to visualize the data by many of us. Right? So in both the case, the visuals use rectangular bars. So in this case, the size of the bar is proportional to the data values. If you have more sales for your technology, the rectangular size, since in this case we have more sales, the sales value is very high, hence it shows the taller bar, right? So the size of the bar is proportional to the data values. In this case, the sales value is very high and it shows a taller bar, and the next highest value is the next highest bar, okay? So next what we will do is we will use something else. So that's what you need to remember, the axis and values, okay? You need to remember axis and values. So in the axis you need to specify the column that represents the horizontal bars. I'll just type it, I'll write it here so that, because so many things you cannot remember it. So you need to have two things. One is axis, another values. Okay, in order to include the data in the bar chart, we need to specify. You need to specify values for these two fields, right? So the values, right? You need to specify when I say horizontal. See, in this case it is vertical bars, right? Vertical bars. You can make that as horizontal also. It's a numeric value. In this case, the sales. So if you want to convert this one as for the sake of learning, I am going to remove that one. You can convert that as the orientation. I just converted this one as the horizontal chart. Okay, and here I am going to convert this as a horizontal chart. Okay. So in this case, the horizontal bar chart, it represents sales by category. That's what we can see it here. So when will you use, if somebody is asking you, when will you use bar and column chart? Both of them are same, bar chart and column chart are same, but within this bar chart there are two categories. One is clustered bar chart, other one is stacked bar chart. See, if we have more number of categories are there in your categorical variable, better you can use clustered bar chart. And the bar chart in general, it works good for comparing the data values across categories. See, across categories, to compare the data values across categories. In that case, this is very much helpful. Okay. Next, what I am going to do is, I am going to introduce a new concept called slicers. Before we proceed with exploring other type of visuals, let us try to understand the concept of slicer. Look here, slicer. I am going to select the slicer visual just beneath the visualization pane. Before you select any visual, make sure that none of the objects you selected it here. Okay. Sorry. So if you click on it, double click, by default it creates I think I selected this one. Sorry. How I selected this one? One second. Let me do one thing. Remove this. See, if you simply double click on it. See, by default what happens in this version, in the report canvas, when you double click on it, without choosing any visualization or any values or fields from your fields pane, by default it creates Q&A visualization. This Q&A visualization is based on the NLP algorithm. This is powered by artificial intelligence. Okay, look here. Here automatically it create the text here, and when I select show all suggestion, when I click on this, it automatically generates based on the visuals that you selected it here. It will generate all these things, and again the all the data set, whatever the fields that you have it, right, based on which it automatically generates the natural language. So table sorted by subcategory. I want to create a table which needs to be sorted by subcategory, right? And then you can click on the calendar sorted by. One second. Once you select it, it will take some time to generate the report automatically. Calendars sorted by sales month to date. Look here, automatically it creates the table. Whatever the visualization that you need, just type it on top of this one. Sales by region. In bar chart. If I say in bar, look here, automatically it generated the chart. We don't have to manually drag and drop the charts with the Q&A convert. However, if you want to do some kind of formatting, everything, in that case it is in that case you have to drag and drop each visualization, whichever visualization that is apt for your presentation. You need to drag and drop those visualization. So now I will show you. See, look here, I did not select any visualization here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, next I'm going to double click on something called slicer. The slicer visual got imported here. This is a dummy value. This slicer got created with some dummy value. Look here, we don't have any value, but it's something like, as though you have value, how it will show. This is how it shows. What I am going to do is, I am going to select the category and I will put it here. Okay, simple slicer. We'll take a simple slicer. So this is called slicer. Okay. So, okay, if I don't use slicer, what is going to happen? For example, I am going to click on furniture in this specific bar chart. Look here what happens. Automatically, the other visuals on my report canvas, right, got updated. Specific to the furniture, other visuals also got filtered by the furniture thing. Okay, all I did was I just selected only one bar chart within this visual. The corresponding values in other chart also got filtered automatically. So by default, Power BI reports are interactive. See, it is interactive, isn't it? It is not a static report. In static report, what we do is, what is today's sales? Okay, you put the product name and the quantity, units sold, and then how much sales you made, total sales, and again for each invoice or each order line, for each order, what is the sales amount, and then profit margin. Daily, what is my profit amount, day-to-day sales margin, and then number of units sold. So every day you say, you will generate the static report. You store it in a PDF file and you will send it to the managers or someone. Okay, but when it comes to Power BI, you can not only see the reports, but also you can interact with these reports by selecting specific values within each bar. By default, Power BI reports are interactive. So each visual within this report canvas gets filtered or updated based on a single click which I made on this report, right? So the corresponding values are highlighted. You need to remember this term, highlighting. Okay, this is called highlighting. You have something called cross filtering and cross highlighting. Cross filtering and cross highlighting. So now what we did was cross highlighting. When I selected a specific bar in this visual, when I highlighted this one, the corresponding bars or the corresponding values in other charts. So let's say I'm going to change it as pie chart. I just donut chart. Okay, I select donut chart. If I select furniture here, automatically it highlights the furniture related category across the visuals. This is called highlighting. We will see what is cross filtering later. Okay, so by default Power BI, the reports are interactive. This is what interactive. Okay, if I select this one, look here. Okay, if I select this one, one time if you click it, the other visuals also get filtered based on the item that you selected in this visual. In this visual I selected technology. The other visuals, technology related items, got highlighted. And also when you hover the cursor on top of this, you can see the rectangle, the black colored rectangular. So that is called tooltip. What is tooltip? Tooltip gives more context relates to the item which you selected. So in this case, it is not only technology, and also it tells you it shows the sales, right? Highlighted 45 lakh 9,000. You can customize the tooltips also. We will see it how to customize the tooltips in the later session. Fine. Now you understood what is tooltip, what is cross highlighting. When I select or when I highlight any one of the item in a visual, the corresponding items in other or corresponding records or data will get highlighted in other visuals. Hence we say Power BI is by default interactive. Okay. So now I'm not going to select anything. If you click on the blank space here, it will get deselected. Fine. Right. So now what I do is I create a slicer. With the slicers, you can enable the users to choose the type of the data they wanted to see it. For example, if the user wants to see furniture related, this is called cross filtering. What is the difference between cross highlighting and cross filtering? See, when I selected furniture, it shows only the furniture related category across the visuals. This is one visual, this is a donut visual, this is my horizontal bar chart, and this is my vertical chart. Okay. And also what I do is, for the sake of understanding, I am going to increase the complexity by adding something else. Where is the segment has less number of category. I just put it in the legend here. Even if I put it if I include a legend as a segment in this chart, look here, within this furniture, what are the segments are there? But end of the day, furniture related data got filtered across other visuals. Because as an end user, I am interested. Let's say I am the category manager for furniture category. Okay, I am the furniture category manager. So in that case, I wanted to view only the sales specific to the furniture category. Office supplies, I can see. In addition to that, if I want to select more than one category, I need to press and hold my control button, and then you need to select it. Okay. If you don't want you wanted to disable this control hold. So if you want to multi-select, you need to press control hold to select other items together. If you want to select these two items together, I need to hold control and then select this one. Okay, there are some options you can disable the control hold, right? Without pressing control key, automatically you should be able to select it. The idea is, if I select the items, whatever the values or items that I selected, the other visuals in my report get filtered. So in this case, it is not getting highlighted. That is the difference between cross filtering and cross highlighting. Okay, now I applied the filter, right? The cross filtering. So when I select the specific values, obviously the filtering will get applied on the other visuals within my report. So here the difference is, for example, I did the cross filtering now. When I select technology, what happens? Technology related the charts are highlighted in the other visuals. The item technology related the data got highlighted, but still the furniture is visible, but it is less transparent. Okay, whatever we wanted to see it, I wanted to highlight that one, right? When you select any one of the item in your visual, that specific, for example, if I select this one, specific to this one will get highlighted, but the remaining item also, it displays that. Okay, so but the end user, what he says, right, he complains with, hey, I wanted to see only the item which I am interested. Here I selected furniture, only furniture should be there. Why technology is displayed along with furniture? Though it is dim, but still I don't want that. It is confusing me. Okay, I don't want this one. So in that case, what you do is you can disable this one, and then you can use slicer. When you use slicer to select the item, what happens? Not all the categories are visible here. Only the specific item which I intend to see, that is the one got filtered across the visuals. This is called cross filtering. It is not showing unnecessarily other category and dimming it, right? I don't want that. So that is what it is. So in the case of highlighting, cross highlighting, it displays all the items that are there in your visual, but the item which you highlighted or selected in a specific visual, the corresponding item or the category will get highlighted in other visuals along with other categories. That is what cross highlighting. Cross filtering is, it will simply hide all the other categories except the category or item that you want to see it, only that one will be visible. Now you understood what is the difference between cross filtering and cross highlighting. Got it? Okay. So in this slicer, okay, now you want to clear the filter. You want to see all the categories. How do I clear it? So within this slicer, you can see something like eraser kind of icon, clear selections. If you click on it, it will remove the selections. It will remove the selections. Okay. Good. So now all the categories are shown here because I deselected all the filters, right? I deselected the filters here. I'm able to see it now. So next what we will do is I'm going to select this. See, already I selected this slicer visual. Next what I do is I just go to the format icon. This is my format icon. Okay. So here we can see a lot of options here. Okay. There are a lot of formatting options are available. You can try different formatting options. For example, I'm going to click on, sorry, I just disable this one. Okay. So I just clicked on the formatting icon. You have general, first one is general property. If you scroll down here, you will see nothing is there. And next one is selection controls. You don't have to do any sizing there. Here multi-select with control. If I want to select more than one item here, I need to press control key and then only I should be able to select more than one item. If you want to select only one item, you don't have to use control key, simply click on it. Along with furniture, if you want to select another item, you need to press control and hold it and then click on it. Only then you can do multi-select. In order to do the multi-select, you need to press control and hold it. The end users, they don't like it. Why should I press control if I want to select more than one item, right? So please disable it. If I disable it, what will happen is simply you can click on it. You don't have to hold control and all. Okay, you can disable this, and by default, multi-select with control is, option is enabled. I just don't want that. Okay, I just disabled this one. This is a toggle one. If you click on it one more time, it will become on, and if you click one more time, it will become off. That is called toggle. Fine. So here I am going to clear this one now, and what we will do is, supposing in this case we have only 3 categories are there. Let's say you selected country. Your company sell their product across 100 countries. Okay, 100 countries are there in this slicer. Instead of category, you will find the title as country. So in that case, let's say you view 3 or 4 countries or 10 countries sales, and at one point in time you want to see the sales from all the countries. You want to choose all. Okay, what you do is show select all option. Okay, I don't want to see, I don't want to see these 2 things. I want to view everything. Instead you can deselect it. If you deselect it, it will show everything. Okay, sometimes if you want to do select all, you can use include select all also. And other beautiful option here is, in the case of formatting, if you scroll down here and here you have something like the orientation. You have something called orientation. Look here, the general, under the general title you will find something called orientation. Instead of displaying it in vertical, what I am going to do is I want it in horizontal. Look here, horizontal. You can make it, you can convert it in horizontal thing. You can extend it like this. and you can minimize the size of this one, and then you can move it up. And also when you click on this drop down menu, right, so you will find list and drop down, two options are available. If you click on drop down, it will be something like this. Look here, if you click on this one, you will find all the things. You can see it in this drop down list. I don't want that drop down list, then you can minimize it. The reason why we use it, you can see everything here, okay. But the horizontal orientation also helpful, but when you use list option, what will happen is, in the case of list, it displays everything, okay. You can select whichever thing. For example, if I say click on office supplies, the corresponding data got filtered across the visuals. Fine. If you want to click on, for example, if I want to clear everything, clear selection, click on this eraser icon, everything is visible now. Okay. The next one is, for example, if I go here, so let's say I'll go to this horizontal thing, vertical bar chart. If I click on this ellipses, so these three dots are called ellipses. When you click on the ellipses, you will find a lot of options. Export data. If you want to store this in an Excel file, you can store it. Okay, you can store it in sales by category.csv file. This one will get, the data will get stored there. Or if you don't want to see the data, you don't want to store it in Excel file, show as a table instead of showing it as a, see, it is loading, right? So yeah, look here, so it shows as a table. I don't want to, along with this one, I want to see the data in table format, okay, for testing purpose and other things, okay. You can do it. The next one is, when you click on the ellipses, you will have something called spotlight. When you click on spotlight, except this visual, the rest of them will become less transparent. Only this one will become the high, transparent, more transparent. Okay, that is what it will highlight, the visualization, whichever visualization you select it as spotlight. So only that one will be visible, more visible to others. But still other visuals will be there, but this one will get highlighted. If I don't want that, I just go and select one more time. It will become. If you don't want this visual, click on remove. It will get removed from your report canvas. And if you want to do some kind of sorting, see, now we did the sort by sales. No, I don't want the sorting to be done on sales. So each visual level you can do the sorting. Look here, category wise. So sort axis by category, descending, okay, and ascending. So in the alphabetic order. So T will go last and F, O, alphabetic order. Whichever order you want to select it, you want to do visual level sorting, you can do it here. So I just go ahead and select sales, because end of the day, management wants to see the top sales. Focus mode. This is your focus mode. Look here. When you click on this, only that specific visual will get zoomed in. Okay. So it becomes very big one. You can see that is what focus mode. And the next one is the filtering one. Okay, whichever filters and affecting this visual, they are not any filters applied right now. When you apply any filter, okay, it will show you what filter got applied on this visual. Look here, when you keep the cursor on top of this, the category is furniture. This is the filter you apply on this visual. Not only on this visual, apart from this one, other visuals also it shows, right? Now we understood the various the various options that are available with these visuals, right? See, one drawback with the slicer is, right, so you can use this slicer in your reports. This is called report. You can use this slicer in reports, but you cannot use this in your dashboard. Okay, this cannot be pinned to a dashboard. That is one of the limitations. Now we'll see what are the limitations of slicers. You cannot do drill down. We'll see what is drill down little later. So drill down, we cannot do drill down and no input value in input fields. You cannot accept any input value, and based on which you cannot do anything. Okay, and you cannot pin this to dashboards. So these are the limitations with the slicers. Though we have limitations, but still it is very user friendly. Instead of sharing static reports, for example, you are sharing all the category, and for example, you are going to clear all the filter. You are sharing technology, furniture, office supplies, all the country wise sales. Okay, what will happen is, it is kind of right. Certain things I don't need it. I'm forced to see the unwanted thing. Okay, let's say I am the category manager for furniture department. Why it shows all the other department related sales? I don't need it. Vijayakant, yeah, it's going on. Vijayakant, recording is there, right? So in that case, okay, so the slicer is very much helpful. In the case of showing, instead of showing all the data, right? So okay, you show all the data, but is there any option that is available for me to view the categories or the data that I am interested in? Let's say I am managing furniture and technology. I want to only view only this one. Okay, and you can make a selection. It's very user friendly. Based on the selections that you make it, the visuals within your report canvas will get refreshed automatically in line with the item that you selected in your this one. But one more thing is, okay, when it comes to visuals, what you need to remember is, one second, let me just to select all, or I just click on this one. When it comes to visual, you cannot apply filters on each visual. For example, I just want to apply a specific filter on this visual. I just wanted to see only the technology and furniture, only in this visual. Other visual, I wanted to see all the category. Is it possible to see that? That is not possible. So for that, you need to use something called filters. Okay, look here, I'll show you. Just on the left side of the visualizations pane, you will find an arrow mark, and here you will see filters. Using this filters, what you do is you can apply filter to a specific visual. See, when you use a slicer, what happens? Whatever the value that you selected here, the corresponding data will get filtered in all the visuals in your report canvas. But I don't want that to happen. For this visual, okay, I want to filter, I want to apply a filter only to this. I want to apply a specific filter to this visual, and also I want to apply some other filter on this one. Here I want to apply a filter on technology and furniture. Here I want to apply the filter on office supplies. Is it possible to do that? It is not possible to do with slicer as of today. Okay, and here in the we have something called filter. Here what you can do is you can apply the filters to a specific visual based on a specific condition. For example, here if you click on this one drop down thing, basic filtering, within this filters you have basic filtering option is available, and also if you expand this one, you can see advanced filtering, top end filtering. Let's see, if I select basic filtering, what I do is I select only the office supplies and technology. Look here, Now I'm going to minimize this so that you can visualize it very clearly. Look here. See, in that case what happened? Technology and office supplies only got filtered. You can apply filter to a specific visual using filters. Filters are different from slicer. Remember this. The interview they'll ask you. The filter is different from slicer. So in this one, it is not doing the cross filtering, isn't it? I don't want the cross filtering to be done. Look here, it is not doing the cross filtering. But if I select furniture, what happens? Furniture is applied to all the other visuals, but here what happened? It disappeared, right? I just select this one, deselect this one. 1 second. If I select something like, let's say, I'm going to select technology. Look here. Within this filtered one, it applies the filter once again. See, along with the filter, I applied this filter on this specific visual. On top, when I apply the slicer filter, still it applies one more time on this one. Supposing you don't want to apply any slicer, whatever the value is, right? By default, you want to apply only the specific thing, you can do it. But still, you can make it constant. We have something called edit interaction, which we will see it later. So at this moment, now you understood at a high level what is a filter is all about. Again, filter we will discuss it in detail little later. So now you understood what is slicer, and in the visual, each visual, what you need to look at it. So what these icons are all about, and how you need to use these features in each visuals. Now you understood. And the limitation with the slicer, now you understood. Slicer, you don't have drill down option. You cannot input any values in a slicer. Supposing the thing is, right, what is input fields? No input field. See, apart from this, is there any way I can type it here? Can I type technology along with it? One more category is there. I want to type it. Based on the value that I type it, the filtering has to happen. So it is not offering any input fields as of now. Okay, as of today there is no option. So there is no input field option is available here. Okay, no support for input fields and no drill down. You cannot pin a slicer to a dashboard. Let's say here in my report I have this slicer here, based on which I can do slicing. As I can apply the filter on other visuals. Okay, my report is ready. If I click on publish, this report will get published on cloud. Okay, in the cloud, what you do is with this report you try to create a dashboard. How can you create a dashboard? Look here. What you do is, this is one report. Likewise, report 1, report 2. You created two reports. This is one report. Let's say you publish this. Similarly, you have created another report, but that report has different visuals. You created 2 reports. You published on cloud. But what you can do is you can create a dashboard by selecting few visuals from this report, selecting a few other visuals from this report, and then you copy paste it to dashboard. Right? Dashboard you can create it with the help of the reports. There is a difference between reports and dashboard. I'll discuss it later with by showing some demo on that. Okay. So now what are the limitations? It cannot be pinned to dashboard. See, though you can pin the visuals from the reports to a dashboard, pin in the sense copy paste the visuals from these 2 reports to dashboard, you cannot copy paste the slicer from these reports to dashboard. Cannot be pinned to dashboards. That is what the limitation with slicer. Okay, and also it does not support measures. So we have something called measures. Okay, we'll discuss about measures after some time. Okay, it is too early to discuss so many things. And then the numeric range filter. If you want to do some kind of filtering, right, numeric range. For example, age between 10 to 60, they are eligible for insurance policy. Okay, they are eligible for claim, right? So age, the numeric range slicer is applicable only in Power BI Desktop. as of today. I don't know, in future they might try to introduce in cloud also. Okay, numeric slicer is valid only in desktop, Power BI desktop. To summarize, slicer is user friendly. Report users can choose what they want to be displayed in the on the visuals. Okay, and Power BI slicers or canvas visual filters. Power BI slicer canvas visual filters. What do you mean by canvas visual filters? See, if you don't have anything, right? So the initially when we open the Power BI desktop, whatever you see here, right? This is my this one. This is my canvas. Inside the canvas, we just dragged and dropped all the visuals. Okay, so the Power BI, the slicers are nothing but canvas visual filters. It is used to offer an easier and more convenient way to the users to filter the visuals. So let's say you are sharing the report to your senior manager. He doesn't know how to use Power BI, right? He is not a developer, okay? He is a manager. By looking at this, you are enabling him to select whichever category that he wishes to see it, right? So you are giving him an option. So if he wants to see only office supply, he should be able to see it. If he wants to deselect everything, he should be able to deselect. Okay. Okay, one more point. What you need to note it down is these slices are restricted to a single page. See, when you click on it, when you select furniture, all the visuals within this page get filtered. Supposing I have another page, you can create multiple reports in a single Power BI file. Let's say I am going to create another chart here. Okay, why always this one? I will just select pie chart here. Here what I do is I select the category by profit. Instead of sales, I am going to say profit here. I just copy and paste it in the page 4 also, the same thing, but because for your understanding I am just copy pasting it here. Look here, I just copy pasted it here. It will ask me one option here. It is not asking now. Okay. Okay, what I do is to overcome some confusion, I just remove this. I just go ahead and clear this one. Instead of sales, I am going to take something else. Profit. So I am going to select the pie chart. So here I just drag and drop profit and category, because we are using the slicer for category, so that to demonstrate you people to understand whether the slicer is by default synchronizing the filter across the reports. This is one report, page 4 is one report, page 6 is another report. In page 6, profit by category. Okay, all the categories are visible. Supposing if I go here, if I apply a filter on technology, look here, only technology related items are filtered in all other visuals in this page. Let us see the same filter technology slicer, right? Whatever the values we selected, the same thing is applied on the next report. No. So the filter, whatever the item that you selected in the slicer, is not synchronized across the pages. That is what I said. Okay, the slicers are restricted to a page. You can, if you use a slicer here, whatever the filter that you applied, that one will be applicable only on this page. The same filter is not applicable to the next page. Remember these things, okay? So now the question is there any way if I can synchronize the values that I selected in my slicer in this page to other pages? Yes, that is possible. That is possible. That is where you have something else called sync slicer. So if you go to view, ribbon, you'll find something called sync slicer. When I select this one, what will happen is, one second, okay, I just go to the page 4. I just select this one and then I enable sync slicer. Sorry, one more time I need to select it. Look here. Here it shows page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Page 1. So I have many pages, right? 1, 2, 6 pages are there. I want this. Look here, I selected this slicer and then I clicked on sync slicer. Okay. Now what I do is, I am in page number 4. In page 6 also I have a slicer, isn't it? So what I do is, I am going to enable this one also and I am going to click on this one. That means in this page also you synchronize it. Whatever value you selected in page number 4 slicer, the same filter has to be synchronized or applied to page 6 also. Okay, I am done with this. Next what we will do is, we will just go there and see what is happening here. Now I selected technology. Look here, whatever the filter that I applied it in page 4 using slicer, the same is applied on the page 6 also because of sync slicer. Okay, I just go to this page. Now my user says, hey, I don't want the slicer to be displayed on all the pages, but whatever the values that I selected in this page or the slicer, that one should still apply to other reports, other pages, but I don't want the same slicer to be displayed on all the other pages. What I do is, I just select it here and I just go here. Sorry, I did not select that. You need to go here and select this slicer. Look here, when you select this slicer, and you need to select these two. Okay, so now it shows in page 6 the synchronization. We are going to synchronize the same thing on page 6 also, and in page 6 it is visible. You find eye icon here, that means display there. Okay, when I uncheck this one and if I go and see it here, page 6 also you synchronize the filter that you apply it in page 4 here also. Okay, but don't display the slicer here, hide it, hide the slicer in this page. So look here, the slicer went off. Now we go and check even after hiding whether it is doing the filtering correctly. Now I just selected office supplies. No, okay, it is, I just deselect. Now I applied the filter on office supplies. Wait, office, look here in this page, office supplies, office supplies, office supply. Let's go and verify the same thing is happening on the page 6. Yes. Oh, it is not happening. Technology, right? Still it shows technology. One second. So office supplies, what went wrong here? Profit by category. One second. Yeah, end of the day category should, something went wrong here. One second. I need to select this one. Look here. Oh, look here. I did not enable this one by page 6 only, right? That one. Yes. Page 4 and page 6. Okay, let me do one thing. Here the synchronization is happening, right? One second. Now let us go and see what happens. Look here. Yeah, you need to synchronize this one also, right? You need to enable the synchronization here also. See here in page 4 what I what I did here, right? I just enable the check mark for this slicer. Okay, so that means, hey, synchronize this to other pages also, and also don't hide it, but in the next page you synchronize this and then hide it. So you need to enable synchronize here also, okay, in this page also, only then it will apply on the other page. This is important thing, you need to remember it. So using sync slicer, you can apply the filter across the pages using slicer. But by default, it is restricted to a page slicer. Okay. But you can add slicer to multiple pages and synchronize their actions across those pages. That's what you learned in this with this demo, right? Okay. Next one is we are supposed to look at the other chart. What other chart? Okay, next one is column chart. We already discussed. Clustered column chart also we discussed it already. Next one is scatter plots. What is scatter plots? Using scatter plot, you can compare or find out the relationship between two numeric variables. Why should I find out the relationship between two numerical variables? In statistics, most of the statisticians, they use scatter plot. With this, you can find out the relationship between two numerical variables. So what is the purpose of finding out the relationship? Okay, nothing but correlation between two variables. For example, does sales has any influence on, or does sales has any influence on profit? Supposing you have two variables, numeric variable, one is price, other one is sales. Does price has any influence on my sales? Are there any correlation exists between price and sales? Obviously, when the price goes down, the sales will goes up. As the price goes down, when you reduce the price of any product, obviously the sales will go. That's the common phenomenon. Okay. So to find out the correlation between two numeric variables, we use scatter plots. Apart from this, the scatter plots can help us to find out the outliers. What do you mean by outliers? Exceptionally very high value, exceptionally very low value. We can find out with the help of the scatter plot. So now we will go ahead and see how to create a scatter plot. I just go to the next page because here I don't space. I just go to the next page, and I'm going to, before that, I'm going to clear all these filters. Clear these filters. Next page I go, and what is scatter plot here? On the visualization pane, you can see something, the line chart kind of thing. Okay, if you keep the cursor on top of this, you can see scatter chart. Scatter chart is nothing but scatter plot. Okay, what I do is I just go and select some numeric variable here. We don't have price here, we have only the sales. Okay, let me do one thing. I just drag and drop. You can directly drag and drop the variables to the visual. Instead of dragging and dropping it in the axis, you can do it there itself. And the next one is profit. I'm going to check profit. Are there any correlation between sales and, see, sometimes what will happen, the sales is more but still the profitability is not that good. Is that the common phenomenon is still valid? To validate the assumption, like as the sales goes high, the profit is also more. But some cases what will happen, though you sell more, the profitability is not that high. That means your margin is very less. Okay, very, very less. So now if you select, so now I just selected it. Next what I do is I'm going to select the x-axis. I selected this one. So we have something called, for the scatter plot, in the axis icon, right, just below this you can see something called size. What I do is I just drag and drop sales here, because the each circle, it's a small thing, okay. I want to make it big. The size tells us, the bigger the size, that means more the sales. So here 58 lakh, and here the 34 lakh and 20 lakh. So the bigger the size, higher the sale. So that is how we can interpret it. So along with this, I wanted to see the category also. What I do is I just select this one, legend. So I just go and select category. I just drag and drop the legend, the category one. Look here, we have 3 category. Each category, it highlighted in 3 different colors. Furniture blue color, and office supplies this color, and technology is light blue color, okay, or color, okay, so blue color. It looks good, okay. So the next one is, what I want to do is, we have something called play axis here. With this you can do animation. What kind of animation you want to do? Let's say I just go to calendar, year wise, okay, show me year wise the sales by profit and sales by segment and category, year wise. Each year I want to see the sales and profit. So what I do is I just go ahead and select year from this, and I just put it in play axis. Look here, you can find some icon like this, video icon. When you click on this, see 2011, 12, 13, 14, automatic for each year it plays the video automatically. So this is animated one. Now I wanted to show the data labels along with each value. Instead of hovering the cursor here and see what is the sales, I just go to the format. I click on the format icon. I just go down here, and then you have something called legend, zoom slicer, data, colors. You can change the colors for this one also, right? Also based on your name, but here I don't think you will have the values can be displayed here, so here it is not there. You can use different shapes also, okay. For example, if you increase the size, if you want to increase the size of this one to make it more prominent, you can do that. And then shape also you can change it. If you want something like square instead of circle, you can use it, or you can use this one also, or you can use something else. So you can make shapes with that. Any of the circle is good. You can use customize series and category of. So along with this, display the label, right, which color is related to which. Instead of seeing this legend here, if you display it here itself, that will be helpful. That is the one you can do it here, okay. And when it comes to scatter plot, you have an option called analytics. See, these 3 icons are common for all the visual, but when it comes to when you select this analytics icon, when you click on this, for the other visuals it will not be visible. For scatter plot and a few other visuals, under the analytics icon, you can see the properties will be enabled. For not all the visuals, these options are available. Format options are available under the analytics, okay. So here what I do is, since scatter plot, when I click on the analytics, I could see some options are available. Let us see how these options are helpful, okay. What I do is I just go and select the average line, add something like measure. When you click on this, okay, profit, and when I add second line, I'm going to add something like sales. So here you don't have anything else, right? Okay, the first one is profit, and when I select the second one, okay, what I do is only one line is enough. With this, what you can do is, one second, I should be add, sales is a measure only, right? Yeah, so I just go ahead and add this one. Or with this one, ideally it should display the sales also. It is not displaying. Okay, in the x-axis we'll see what is there. First of all, we will do the formatting here. When the x-axis is on, here I say linear and end color text size. Yeah, it is available profit, right? This is profit and this is my sales. In the y-axis sale is there. Okay, this is visible. Okay, with this what we can do is, see, it has created the average of this one. Okay, the average of your profit. This is my profit. Look here, the profit is there, right? This is divided this one in by the average of profit is, it is divided, you create a line here. Okay, so anything above this one, right? So above average for these categories in 2014 we got the profit above the average, okay, for home office, corporate, and here also, right? So we got this one, but in the case of furniture and office supplies, it is below average. The profitability is below average. Whereas when it comes to the corporate office supplies and corporate segment, okay, in the corporate segment, consumer and corporate segment, but in the case of home office segment, the profitability is below average. This is above average. With this you can find out. Okay, and we have some other option here, average line and median line. Okay, what I am going to do is, I am going to remove this now. I am going to delete this. I am going to create a median line now. Median line 1. Once you select this, just beneath this you will find the measure, okay, something like measure, and here you should be able to see other column also. So it is not showing. See, same as that one. See, in this case the median, anything above this one, right, median profit, the profit is above the median value, so below the median value. So with the analytics also we can gain some insights, we can give some meaningful insights. Except home office, remaining categories, the profitability whatever we achieved, it was above the average, and for home office the profitability is below average. But when you use median, it gives you additional insight. Within this home office and office supplies, the profitability is slightly above the median, okay, above the median. For office supplies, home office, in the case of home office segment, office supplies slightly above the median one, whereas furniture and this is furniture, and other one is this is also furniture, corporate and other thing. Home office and corporate also, the profitability was below the median. But whereas here home office and office supplies, see, surprisingly in the case of home office, office supplies fared well, compared to other, to corporate and what is it? Corporate and home office. Oh, this is corporate or home office furniture. Okay, here office supplies, within the home office segment, office supplies fared little above the average when it comes to profitability. This is a beautiful insight, isn't it? So this is how you can gain insights using the scatter plot. So with this net, what kind of insight you are getting it? So as the sales increases, the profitability is also going high, right? So profit and sales by segment, that's what we have seen it. As the sale increases, the profitability also increases, but we cannot close our eyes blindly and we cannot say the product. That is where we use the median line and average line. With the median line and average line, we are able to find out, we get additional insights. And we have something else called ratio line is also available. Once again, instead of using a median line and average line, we just go and average line, I think I removed it. Okay, the ratio line is also available. Ratio line is not available now. Okay, maybe I think in the previous version I used it, so here it is not available. Next one is combo chart. See, with this I'm going to wrap up, because if I cover many things in single day you will get bored. So we have something called combination chart. This is called your combination chart. So it's a combination of line and stacked chart. Combination of line and stacked. Instead of this, right, the stacked chart is a bit boring. This is line and clustered column chart. I just clicked on it. With the dummy data, it created the visual here. So what I do is I just drag and drop the sales here. Here I'm interested in seeing the quarter wise sales here. This is my, for each quarter, what is the sales. Okay, and here in addition to that, for each quarter, in my x-axis quarter is there, in y-axis sales is there. Is there any other variable which I can use it here, or can I use any other variable, can I use it here to share the x-axis values? Okay, so what I do is I just drag and drop. I just check mark the profit here instead of dragging and dropping it. This is another way of doing it. So here it is not doing it. Okay, so what I need to do is, see, when you check mark, when you enable the check mark, it is doing by default the this one clustered column, this one the clustered bar chart. I don't want that to happen. See here profit, I just drag and drop it, column series. No, not that one. Sorry, not column series, and line values. Line values. You have bar chart, on top of that you have the line chart. Okay, I just quickly go to click on the format icon, and if you scroll down here, you will find data label. When you enable this one, you can see the data label here. The data for each bar and the line chart, it displays the values along with. So what you can see is, for quarter 1, what is the sales? 1.8 million. What is the corresponding profit? Okay, this is the sales I made it. In quarter 3, 3.1 million. The profitability is this much. Okay, so that's why we call it a combination chart. You can use either this one, or you can use this one also, the stacked column chart, or you can use this one also. But now you understood the difference between stacked and the clustered column chart, right? She is calling now. Hello. Yeah, I'm in class only, madam. Yes, tell me. It's going on. What happened? Yeah, fine. Okay. Yeah, fine. Got it? So this is how you can create, this is called combination chart. In a single chart you can plot two different charts, bar chart as well as the line chart. Okay, so now you understood how you can plot various visuals and when you are supposed to use which chart. Scatter plot, you can use it to compare or to identify the correlation between two numeric variable, and then bar chart you can use it to compare the values side by side. Especially when you use clustered bar chart, you can compare the values side by side. When you use the stacked bar chart, you can stack up the segment of the category within a single item. Okay, so in this case technology, within the technology you segmented, it segments the different category whatever you selected, right? And so within a single bar it can show the different categories, right? You can stack up multiple category on a single bar itself. Okay, instead of having multiple bars, you can compare here also like this. And this donut chart is also same as pie chart, except the difference is in the middle one you will find the hole here. Okay, circle here, blank space. When you see the pie chart here, see in the pie chart in the middle you don't see any blank space, whereas in the case of donut chart it will have the blank space within it. So what is a donut chart, right? It is same as pie chart. Okay, it is helpful to visualize the high level data. Using pie chart or donut chart we can visualize the high level data. Okay, it is basically used to compare a particular section of the whole. Okay, a particular section of the, for example, in the whole thing, right? This is my whole thing, and which pie is bigger? So this pie compared to the whole thing, this is the bigger one. So technology, the profit is more. In simple term, donut charts or pie charts, we use it to compare the particular section to the whole. Got it? That is what pie chart is all about. Fine. So what you do is, I will just share this video. You can take any one of the Power BI file and then see there already I use sales W04 and calendar, because if I use the bigger more files, what happens, the performance is very slow. Okay, so that's the reason why you take this one and then start play around with this. Okay, it's very simple one, but you should be knowing when to use what. Okay, line chart, when will you use line chart? Line chart you will be using it to find out the trend, sales trend. If you want to find out any trend, right, then you can go for line chart. Bar chart, comparing the category or the sales side by side, or right, you can go for bar chart comparing the sales or category, right, which category is doing well, you can go for bar chart. And the scatter plot is to find out the correlation between two numerical variable, you can use it. Bar chart, the pie chart and donut chart more or less same. Fine, you just watch my today's video and then we will circle back a day after tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow you take a break and peacefully you practice everything whatever I taught you. Okay, and day after tomorrow we'll cover stacked area chart, and also Q&A also I covered, right, little bit. Yeah, Q&A is very simple one, you don't need any explanation, but once someone is demonstrating you, that is enough for you. Now you understood, you don't have to have too much of explanation for Q&A visual, right? And we will see tree maps and the gauge chart, funnel chart, waterfall chart in the next session, and also we'll cover drill through filters, everything. Okay, and side by side we will see what is a measure and what is a calculated column, everything. With that we'll show you how you can use DAX function also slowly, because I thought of DAX first, starting DAX first, because for you people DAX will be too much. I'll start gradually, but if I start the visualization, it will be interesting, it will motivate to learn DAX also, right? So any questions so far? One second, let me just see. Yes, it is still recording it. Let me just